Such a quaint little stadium. As we take a look at the two starting lineups, and the home side make two changes from their last outing, which saw them lose in the league for the first time this season. Paul Wagner and Willi Kam both come in. The last time Aue won a home tie in the first round of the DFB Pokal was 11 years ago. Goalkeeper Martin Menel captained the side that day, while Simon Skalatidis scored the winner. Both start today. Konrad Oldhofer is the official in charge. Produced a red card in his only league game so far this season, last weekend. As the two managers exchange handshakes. Club legend Martin Menel getting the nod in goal. 18 seasons he's been with Aue now. It's the first competitive game of the season for Hoffenheim. It sees debuts for Bharatvarsh, Patrick Wimmer and Nathan de Cat. Veteran forward Andrej Kramaric misses out after returning to pre-season late following his exploits at the World Cup. While Fishnik Aslani is out injured, it means that Adam Hrozek gets the nod up front. Philip getting the nod in goal for Hoffenheim, with Oliver Baumann on the bench. Well, we are all set then. It will be Aue in their traditional violet kit who get proceedings underway, attacking the goal away to our right-hand side as we look on. The visitors, Hoffenheim, in the white. And there is nothing quite like it. DFB Pokal first round today for shocks to be made, heroes to be created. What can fourth-tier Aue do against the Bundesliga outfit Hoffenheim? And it's the home side looking to make things happen early on with Marcel Barr's ball in. Appeals for a penalty inside the opening 30 seconds, waved away by the referee. Where you can hear the vociferous appeals from the home fans. Paul Wagner back in the starting lineup, looking longingly at the match official. He was not moved. But a bright start by Aue. Well, these two sides have only been in the same division once before. That was in the second tier in the 2007-2008 campaign. Hoffenheim were promoted that year to the Bundesliga. It was their first and only season in the second tier. The two sides actually shared a 2-2 draw here in September 2007. First touch for Ajdari, number 21, in the heart of that defence for Hoffenheim. Kosovo international. Alongside Ozan Kabak, the former Liverpool man, back in the starting lineup. Kabak did start in the 2-2 draw with Tottenham in Hoffenheim's final pre-season friendly. Ajdari. Wimmer's ball forward is intercepted. Hoffenheim had almost left some space in behind, but that was good covering. Let's have a look at this inside the opening 30 seconds. I think that would have been a harsh decision. He put his hands into his chest. Mats Rotz. Tufal, the former West Ham man, right back for Hoffenheim these days. Ajdari. His ball forward is intercepted, he gets it back. Across to Kabak. This is decent football by the visitors. So well cut out by Lisette. The white shirts of Hoffenheim win it back. We have the possibility to launch something on the counter-attack. Barr switches play. Look at the space for Berghardt. Opportunity from distance, scuffed somewhat by Engelberger. Barr picks it up, but the flag is up for offside, and some relief for Hoffenheim. It's been a bright start by the home side. You can see Barr had just strayed offside. Well, Aue is a mining town in eastern Germany, the club intertwined with the industrial identity of the area. Erzgebirge Aue literally means all mountains. They've got some defending to do because the Bundesliga side knocking at the door, twisting and turning, and that's the first save. And it is the veteran Martin Medel who is equal to it. His 597th appearance for the club, and he got down low. Saved Wimmer's effort. That was the first attempt on target for either side. Medel has possession, 38 years of age, 18 years at the club now. Arrived from Energie Cottbus in 2008. Hoffenheim coming forward again. Rotz. That comes all the way through. Slightly miscued, but Aue haven't dealt with it, and Rotz again. Is that going to bounce behind for the first corner of the contest? They keep it alive, and the shot comes in, and that is the opening goal, and that hasn't taken long. Patrick Wimmer with the effort, and Hoffenheim are ahead after just 6 minutes. Not the start that they had planned. Well, it's a debut goal for Patrick Wimmer, lashing it home at the near post. A summer arrival from Wolfsburg, the Austrian international, finding the back of the net. And Hoffenheim are up and running at 4th tier Aue. Here is the goal scorer. Might just settle any nerves that Hoffenheim may have had. Play with a bit of swagger now. Erzgebirge Aue made a decent start. Undone. There was plenty of space for Wimmer to lash the ball home. How do the home side respond? It's a slightly heavy touch. They've worked it well. Rocks with the effort, just got underneath it. We've seen a goal from one debutant. Rocks trying to make it another. The 20-year-old Dutchman who arrived from Twente this summer. It was a club record sale actually for Twente, around 16 million euros. Matt Robson at left back for Hoffenheim. Just on target with that from the edge of the box. Now he's got some defending to do at the other end. Engelberger stands it up towards the far post, just a bit too high for Willy Kam. Soufal shepherds it behind for a goal kick. Well worth the journey so far for those in blue. Luca Philipp getting the nod for Hoffenheim. Oliver Baumann, who was with the Germany squad at the World Cup, he didn't feature after Manuel Neuer was convinced to return to the international fold. So Oliver Baumann is on the bench in the USA, Canada and Mexico for Germany. He's on the bench for this one as well, with Luca Philipp getting the nod for Hoffenheim. Boss Christian Ilse saying that Luca Philipp deserves his opportunity. So far in the opening 10 minutes or so he's been a mere spectator as the flag goes up for a foul, and there'll be a free kick to the visitors. Maciejewski. Saw a shot there of Kvicha Shubitidze, the Georgian, who was in caretaker charge at the end of last season. And he helped Aue to win the Saxony Cup, which saw them qualify for the first round of the DFB Pokal. It was also enough for him to get the job on a permanent basis. 51-year-old Georgian, who's played in Germany ever since arriving at Optik Rathenau all the way back in 1995. Retired in 2013, stayed in the country, secured his coaching qualifications. Was the academy manager and then caretaker boss at Erzgebirge, as I say, before being appointed on a full-time basis in July. His side with defending to do, as the flag goes up, it won't count. Hoffenheim think they have a second. Denied by the assistant on the far side. There's plenty of space as Wimmer played the ball forward, but it was Tim Lemperle who had strayed offside. Christian Ilse pointed in November 2024, the Austrian in charge of Hoffenheim. His big break came at Austria Vienna in 2019. Luca Philipp watches that one into his gloves. Wimmer, the goal scorer. Slightly heavy touch, just allows Aue to get back in shape, but he's done well. He was outnumbered, maintained possession, and Wimmer goes on a penetrative run. Ping pong inside the penalty area. Eventually the home side get it clear, but only as far as Kabak. I mentioned the 2-2 draw here in September 2007. Hoffenheim actually needed a 90th minute equaliser that day from Vedad Ibisevic. The clubs have taken a vastly different trajectory since that season. 19 years ago, Hoffenheim establishing themselves as a top Bundesliga outfit, having qualified for the Champions League as well in that time. Whereas Erzgebirge Aue, they were relegated to the 4th tier last season. First time they've been in that fourth tier in 23 years. Real rebuilding job for the East German side. 16 new arrivals this summer for Kreatscher Shubetidze's side. Players to integrate. It's not going to be easy with such a turnover. Made a pretty decent start. Just one defeat in their 5 games so far in the league. 3 points off top, and as I said, the rotational system means that the champions will go up and avoid the regional playoffs this year. So in terms of the league campaign, Erzgebirge Aue have plenty to play for as they look to return to the 3rd tier. This one is a bit of a free hit this afternoon. And with a quarter of an hour gone, they get their first corner. Lisek across to take. Those 16 new arrivals this summer. It's going to be left-footed. It's an in-swinger. Put it away at the near post. Angle for the cross. Doesn't beat the first defender again. It's Wimmer in the way. In the DFB Pokal in his playing days. Kreatscher Shubetidze scored in St. Pauli's run to the semi-finals back in 2005. Wimmer. And that's 2. It's so simple. Bharatvarsh, the captain, leading by example. And they cut through Aue with such ease. I don't think there was anything in that. The referee certainly didn't think so. And then look at the space that Hoffenheim were able to find. Wimmer feeding it through. No question that Berger had stayed onside. And then a simple finish. No defender around him. And the Bundesliga side are 2 goals to the good. Not happy. Deep in conversation with the 4th official. But Bharatvarsh, who actually scored his first goal for Hoffenheim in the first round of the DFB Pokal last year against Hansa Rostock, scored in the first round once again. Can Aue make it competitive? Engelberger. Berghardt. Cap. Final touch was off Rots, throw into the home side. Engelberger. So much time and space for them to try and exploit. Lemperle marauding forward. Oh, his ball was just cut out. Important interception. They can't quite get it clear. And Hoffenheim can't quite get it on target. De Cap with the snapshot. He looks to score a debut goal, and he wasn't far away from doing so. De Cap, the 18-year-old Belgian international, and his first cap in a World Cup warm-up game against the USA, playing 20 minutes. Arrives from Anderlecht this summer. Not too far away from opening his account in the Hoffenheim shirt. I don't think there can be too many complaints about that one. Dari, the culprit. Maciejewski. Is out of stride, I think. Just running through Mats Rots. They're looking so dangerous on the counter. Lemperle lost out to Patrick Cap. It's good defending from Cap. The game is quite stretched, and that's suiting Hoffenheim. Aue aren't exactly keeping it compact. Wimmer looking to try and exploit that space. Hajdari. Kabak. Wimmer. Just overcooked. Well, Hoffenheim's best ever finish in the Bundesliga was third place back in 2018. They've never gone beyond the quarterfinals of the DFB Pokal. Best run was reaching the last 8 in 2015. And their boss, Christian Ilzer, saying before the match that he wants to dominate from the start without complacency, saying that his side will have to earn the right to book their place in round 2, despite the fact they are clear favourites with the bookmakers, 16-1. Aue were for victory in this one before kick-off. The results would have lengthened after the opening quarter of the contest. Midway point of the first half done and dusted. That falls kindly for the home side. Can they try and salvage something. It has been an assured start by Hoffenheim. Kabak. He's got a pretty decent goal-scoring record himself, you know, Ozan Kabak. 12 goals and 89 appearances. So a pretty decent return for the Turkish international. Here's Wimmer. Rotz can't bring that one under control, and now he's out of position. He can switch it to this near right-hand side. They've been forced backwards, and that allows Hoffenheim to get back in shape and in position. That's where Aue just need a little bit more quality and a bit more composure when the ball does break on them in that middle third, and they do try and launch something on the counter. Just need to be a little bit more careful in possession. Rotz. Kabak. Foul. Now to Berger, twisting and turning and trying to slalom his way through. Former Stoke man on the score sheet already. Chayefsky is in behind. Ajdari has to put it out for a corner. That's more like it on the home side. Skalatidis thought about taking the corner. Leaves it for Lisek. Skalatidis is offering the short option. Lisek goes towards the near post. Sufal with the ball in. Burkhardt putting it behind. Look at the space that the Czech player had to line up that cross. Looking for Lemperle, who made the run to the near post, but Maxim Burkhardt doing his defensive duties. And now Rotz will take the corner. In the swinger. Crowded 6-yard area. Medal comes, doesn't collect. For a white shirt. And behind for a goal kick. Well, Erzgebirge lifting the Saxony Cup last year. It was the 5th time they won that particular trophy, despite their relegation from the 3rd tier. It's that which saw them qualify for the first round of the Pokal. As Lempele looks to add to Hoffenheim's tally. He's had to 3rd before half-time. Would possibly put this beyond the reach of Aue. 2-0. Since there's always a chance. And a 3-0 before the break. It's a lot less likely. And they do have defending to do. Fouls ball in. We're just approaching the half-hour mark, and I think Christian Ilse will be pleased with what he's seen. He said he didn't want to see complacency. It has been an efficient start by Hoffenheim. Sufal looking for Berger. Easily intercepted. Now the opportunity to perhaps try and launch something on the counter. Maciejewski. Engelberger. Well, we haven't seen too much of this in terms of Erzgebirge just getting their foot on the ball, getting a feel for things. It's been pretty frantic and quite stretched end to end. So I haven't really had a spell of possession. They picked up the second ball. Maciejewski. Off of Rotz. Lisek. Cap. Bastian Streitzel. Here's Engelberger. Scored a goal against BFC Dynamo a few weeks ago. Devin Engelberger, another new arrival. Berger is coming deep looking for the ball. Back, Lisek hits the deck, wants the free kick, the referee tells him to get up, much to the frustration of the home supporters. Hoffenheim marauding forward. And here the home fans still unhappy with that decision. Aue back in numbers now though. That's a decent turn. Wagner's ball forward, easily intercepted. Wimmer, Soufal, fist across the face of goal. No one there. Behind it goes. What they are shouting about. Lisek taking a tumble. He feels because of a push in the back. The referee says it was a fair challenge. He feels a few decisions have gone against his side so far this afternoon. Most notably and significantly in the build-up to the second goal. Wins it back. Mashevsky. Skalatides just couldn't quite create space to pull the trigger. He was dispossessed, and now Hoffenheim swarm forward with Wimmer, who's made good ground. Wimmer's still going. Just a bit of indecision at the end from the debutant, already on the score sheet this afternoon. Kabak. Look at that space that Wimmer's found again. Lemperle, flag has stayed down. Mennel with the save, and he cannot believe that the flag hasn't belatedly gone up. He had to make that save, and he did. And he's just about kept his side in it. Mennel in the way again, behind it goes for a corner. Probably was onside in the end. Lemperle took a look at the assistant, saw the flag had stayed down. You just wonder if that decision to look at the assistant meant he took his eye off the goal, and then Mennel was in his way. Rocks to take, the whistle goes. Cat it was, I think, just barreling his way through. Conceding the free kick. Mennel takes a touch. Won the Austrian title with Sturm Graz in 2024. Won a couple of Austrian cups throughout his coaching career as well. certainly have an impact in the DFB Pokal this year. His Hoffenheim side are looking good for a third as Wimmer comes close. Couple of bodies on the deck. Accidental collision. In some discomfort. Of course, the new rules in effect, meaning that if play stops because a player is injured, they have to go off the field of play for 60 seconds. It's an attempt by the authorities to try and speed things up, ensure there aren't too many unnecessary stoppages. Notice players getting back to their feet. A little bit quicker than they otherwise would, which means it's having the desired effect. A little over 5 minutes to go until half-time. Erzgebirge Aue haven't really offered too much as an attacking threat. They had that snapshot after 30 seconds that saw some half-hearted appeals for a penalty, but beyond that, Luca Philipp in the Hoffenheim goal has been a mere spectator. Given away, Lempala unable to keep it in. Wimmer looking to go on the outside. Falls kindly for Wimmer. Berger. That is a nice turn, a cynical foul. It's going to be the first yellow card of the contest. And there can be too many complaints. Wimmer had sold him the dummy. Maxim Burkhardt is in the book. Start of his third season at the club, Burkhardt, one of the few survivors from last year. Sufa with the ball in. Whistle's gone. Decent stop, but it was academic. Decent hit as well, to be fair. their time before the break for Aue to try and find a route back into the contest. Change the complexion. The half-time team talks. Erzgebirge Aue could pull one back, but at the other end, Hoffenheim looking for the third goal that would surely put it beyond doubt. Abdullahu. Kabak. Sufal. Look at the space and the time to line up the cross. Lempelé's effort takes a deflection and into the gloves of a grateful Menel. As we tick towards the 45-minute mark, the home side coming forward. Engelberger, Burkhardt. 60 seconds added on at the end of the first 45 minutes. We're into stoppage time now. Rods. Just a case of keep ball really for Hoffenheim. Lempeler, a little bit of space. Oh, that's falling kindly for Wimmer, and the flag stays down. And on the stroke of half-time, Hoffenheim might just have sealed their place in round two. The home side appealing for offside, but the goal stands, and the Bundesliga outfit are 3 goals to the good now. Look at the space here for Lempeler. It opened up, they backed off him. And then it came off an Aue shirt. Final touch off of Paul Wagner, which is why the flag stayed down and why the goal stood, and why at half-time it was Hoffenheim who were 3-0 up. Patrick Wimmer opened the scoring in the 6th minute on his debut. He's on a hat-trick. He doubled his tally in first half stoppage time. Walter Berger, the captain, made it 2-0 after 17 minutes. Christian Ilter's side have 1 foot in the second round of the DFB Pokal. Because at half-time in this one, it is Erzgebirge Aue 0, Hoffenheim 3.
This is the DFB Pokal. Drama, excitement, goals. 64 clubs started, only 2 remain, and just one of them will put their name on that trophy. Will it be Bayern? Will it be Stuttgart? The DFB Pokal final kicks off. 2 sides that know all about winning this season. Well, Urbig had to make sure he got down for that. Maximilian Mittelstadt. Oh, this is ball for Harry Kane! He's done it! A goal in every round! Oh, there was a big chance. They thought they might have had a corner at the very least. Kane, might have another go. Here he comes. Harry Kane again! It's two! That'll do it for Bayern with 10 minutes to play, surely. No way back. Harry Kane, record breaker once more. Olise, who's got himself in the box outside of the boot. Big appeal for handball. Referee points to the spot. Harry Kane is on a hat-trick. Is he going to get it? Harry Kane! Of course it is! It could only be the one, the only Harry Edward Kane to make it 3-0. A Bayern hat-trick in the final. Good night, Stuttgart. Win the double. Harry Kane wins the day. A man of the match performance from the England captain. After 6 years of wandering in the wilderness, Bayern are back on top. The 83rd DFB Pokal is Bayern's. They are back. Back where they believe they belong.
So who will win? Number 84. The journey to the final has begun, and Hoffenheim have made a pretty decent start against fourth-tier Erzgebirge Aue. 3 goals to the good, the third coming in first half stoppage time, and that's probably just sealed the deal here against Aue, who offered very little as an attacking threat, it has to be said. Chances created, you can see there, just 1 for the home side. 8 for the visitors. Just 1 yellow card, Maxime Bharatvarsh for Aue in the referee's notebook. And Patrick Wimmer is on a hat-trick as well. 11 shots, 6 on target for the visitors, an XG of 2.52. Erzgebirge Aue just 0.22. Gives you an idea of how limited their threat has been. Let's recap the moment of the first half, shall we? The goal from Patrick Wimmer after just 6 minutes on his debut. Nice touch, decent turn, and an even better finish. Hoffenheim were up and running early on, and they never really looked back. And let's take a look at some of the other scores up and down the country, and you can see a lot of the away sides have the advantage, as perhaps you might expect. Not really any shocks in the offing so far. Leverkusen 4-0 up in their game. Hanover having a decent first half, haven't they? Hammerlingen 6-0 down at home at half-time. Werder Bremen a goal to the good, but Nuremberg being held goalless at Victoria Köln. And throughout the course of the weekend, a few more fixtures to keep an eye on. Mainz in action, Dynamo Dresden, Borussia Mönchengladbach on their travels. And then the big guns, Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich, close out the weekend. It is such a fantastic weekend in the German footballing calendar. DFB Pokal round 1.
Holstein Kiel sensationally knock out Bayern. Saarbrücken have won it against Bayern.
Frosner, but the goal is open. Can he find it? Oh my word!
This This is what the DFB Pokal is all about!
For the first time in 6 years, Bayern have won the DFB Pokal.
So half-time and Hoffenheim firmly in control. As we recap the first 45 minutes, no real problems for the Bundesliga side as they walked out against Erzgebirge Aue of the fourth tier. First competitive match of the season for the Bundesliga side. And they didn't take too long to stamp their authority on proceedings. Vladimir Soufal's ball in. Wimmer twisting and turning, forcing the first save from the veteran Martin Manel. Years he's been at the club. Manel behind Wimmer from Wolfsburg, his summer arrival. But the former Wolfsburg man wasn't to be denied for long, because after just 6 minutes he took this touch and then lashed it home for 1-0. Christian Ilse said he didn't want any complacency from his side, and that's exactly the sort of start he would have wanted to see. For around 10 million euros from Wolfsburg in the summer, Patrick Wimmer has already started to repay some of that. That's the first touch, wasn't it, that took him away from Patrick Kapp, centre-back for Aue. Just this touch here created the space for the shot. The home side felt they could have had a free kick there. The referee said it was no foul, and then Wimmer turns provider, feeding it through for Bharatvarsh, the captain. And to the frustration of not just the home fans, but Vicha Shubitidze as well. Christian Ilse's side were 2 goals to the good. This was after 17 minutes. You can see he thought there was a foul in that middle third of the pitch in the build-up to that goal. Clearly no contact. And they were able to exploit the space. Just about staying onside, clearly onside. Berger able to place it into the bottom corner. And too simple, really, for Hoffenheim. Again, Wimmer pulling the strings. This time it was Lempele bearing down on goal. The flag stayed down, but Manel doing his goalkeeping duties and getting himself in the way. I think if Lempele sees this again, he'll realise how good a chance that was. He beats the offside trap, and as you can see, has a little glance across to the assistant. There it is. And by the time he looked up, Martin Manel, the goalkeeper, He got himself into position and was able to block the shot. Lemperle again finding the space. This time it came off of the defender Wagner into the path of Wimmer, who made it 3-0. That was in first half stoppage time. They were appealing for offside, but the final touch came off Wagner, the defender. You can't be offside in that situation. The goal stood, and that surely seals the deal for Hoffenheim. See again, Lemperle, acres of space, 30 yards from goal. And then it ricochets off of Wagner. And that's 3-0 at half-time. That might be that. So that is how it stands at half-time in the Erzgebirge Stadion then in Aue, this mining town in this industrial part of eastern Germany. DFB Pokal structured in a way that the lower league sides always welcome the bigger clubs. But it seems as if Hoffenheim will be avoiding any upsets in this first round encounter, barring what would be a comeback of all comebacks for the fourth tier side. Extra time and penalties are a possibility, but we would need to see something spectacular in the second 45 for that to come to fruition. Aue have lost the last 4 first round matches in which they've competed in the DFB Pokal. They weren't in this competition last year. The last time that they reached the second round was back in 2019. I wonder if at this stage of proceedings Hoffenheim boss Christian Ilzer will look to make some changes. Chance to get some minutes into the legs of his squad ahead of their first league game, which is away at Köln next weekend. It's then a home game against Borussia Dortmund and a home match against Stuttgart to kick things off in the Bundesliga this year for Hoffenheim. Second half coming up shortly. So far, so good for those who have made the journey. And it is the home side who make their way out onto the field of play first. Keep an eye on the fourth official's board to see if there are any changes for either side. Martin Menne, who was kept busy in that first 45 minutes. Luca Philipp, who wasn't. He's all smiles, and who can blame him? Second round draw scheduled to take place on the 5th of September. And it very much looks as if his Hoffenheim side will be in that draw. Back underway then, Hoffenheim, the away side, in the white, attacking the goal away to our right. Aue in the violet, attacking the goal away to our left as we look on. Hoffenheim have reached the second round for the last 10 years. We have to go back to 2016, the last time they lost in the first round. That was away to then second tier side 1860 München. It looks as if they're set to extend that record to 11 consecutive years in round 2. They've started brightly here with a corner. Rots to take. No change for either side at the break. As Rots' ball in is overcooked. And out it goes. Well, last season Hoffenheim finished 5th in the Bundesliga. They were just 1 point off the Champions League places. And in the Pokal they lost to St. Pauli on penalties in round 2. Kramaric and Hajdari missed penalties that day. They beat Hansel Rostock 4-0 at this stage 12 months ago. And looks set for another handsome victory here in this one as they're coming forward more. Skalatidis with the ball forward. Maciejewski running at Rots. The young Dutch defender with good strength. Just got his body in front of the ball, didn't he? Really good play from the 20-year-old. Lemperle will give chase. He's a rather isolated figure at the moment. Here's Wagner. Injection of pace. Lemperle. It was just behind him. Rots had to readjust to try and get his left boot to that one. Just off balance, wasn't he? Lining that one up cleanly, but it did take a deflection on its way through. Vladimir Sufal will scamper across to take the corner. He turns 34 today, the Czech international. Played every single minute at the World Cup for Czechia. Gets it back. Oh, it's been spoiled by the goalkeeper, who collects at the second time of asking. Distribute it quickly, but was prevented from doing so. flags up De Cat. Just straight offside. Nathan De Cat, number 17, making his debut, the 18-year-old. Well, Hoffenheim were in the 5th tier as recently as the year 2000. It's a well-told story, their rise up the league rankings, culminating in reaching the Bundesliga under Ralf Rangnick in 2008. A beautiful ball, the white shirts. Bergkamp with a perfect time challenge. Final touch was off Wimmer. What a tackle this was. Well, over the years, Hoffenheim have produced some fantastic talent. They know their place in the pyramid. They had to unearth some gems, sell them on for vast sums of profit over the years. The likes of Jorginho Rutter, Joe Linton, Roberto Firmino, all sold to Premier League clubs. Ousmane Touré this year sold to Newcastle, club record sale. Sold for around 50 million euros to the Premier League outfit. We'll be hoping to follow in the footsteps of those players that we mentioned in terms of coming through Hoffenheim, making a name for themselves and earning a big money move. De Cat. Soufal. Klozek. Haven't really seen too much of Adam Klozek. Stands that one up and look at the space. Wimmer on a hat-trick. Abdullahu. Twisting and turning. Wimmer. Wimmer. Kabak goes back to base. Well, next up for Erzgebirge Aue is a league game against Hertha Berlin's second team, before they take on LOK Leipzig away from home. And then they begin the defence of their Saxony Cup. The focus for them was very much on the league campaign this year. As we said at the start, this afternoon, this match against Hoffenheim was always a free hit. What can they create? Just lacking that little bit of quality in the final third. Engelberger slips and is dispossessed, and Hoffenheim can maraud forward. It's 4-on-3 here in favour of the visitors. Klozek hits the deck, no free kick given. Adam Klozek, the Czech forward, to the free kick there. In every game of the World Cup for Czechia as well. 11 goals in his 42 appearances at Hoffenheim so far. He's got the nod today with Fishnik Ashlani and Andrej Kramaric both missing. Kramaric, the veteran Croatian striker, was given a little bit of extended leave after his exploits at the World Cup. He returned to pre-season a little bit later, so he's not involved. Fishnik Aslani, Kosovo, as well with an injury, not quite fully fit. So it's Klozek and Lempela who have got the nod up top. Alexander Kras is also missing for the visitors, the Austrian. He's out with an adductor injury. Streitzel. Got the nod today, Martin Medal, in goal for Aue. It's his first appearance actually of the season. He's lost the top spot to Max Ulig, 19-year-old who's featured in all 5 league games for Aue so far this season. Ulig not named in the matchday squad actually. Theo Kretschmer, 19-year-old, is on the bench. But it's Martin Medal, who's approaching 600 appearances now for the club in his 18 years, who's had to pick the ball out of his net 3 times so far. Berger. Well, when these two sides met in that league campaign in 2007-2008, we'll come back to that because Soufal's ball in, put behind for a corner. Hoffenheim won the reverse fixture, the home game, by 1-0. Ibisevic on target that day. To take. It's one from the training ground, straight at Medal. There were plenty of violet shirts to try and aim for. Need to see Aue commit more numbers forward, be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more composed in that final third. Burkhardt puts it behind for a corner. Just approaching the hour mark. Perhaps unsurprisingly, a little bit more of a pedestrian feel to this second half, with Hoffenheim possibly feeling they've already done enough to secure the victory. Corner to be taken by the birthday boy. Look how crowded that 6-yard area is. Flicked on. Not really the most convincing clearance. Hoffenheim come again, but that's a poor ball in. Disappointing final ball. So a double, triple change in fact for the visitors. Limpoler's race is run. Max Morstedt, one of those coming on. Adam Dargheim as well, entering proceedings. Conte also coming on. There's Conte, Morstedt and Dargheim. Confirmation of the changes. Lempeler for Morstedt as the visitors win another corner. Lozek for Conte. Nathan de Cat is also a player withdrawn. Into the final half an hour. Dangerous ball in towards the far post, the whistle goes. So Adam Dargheim coming on, the young Danish international, just 20 years of age. He arrived from Salzburg in Austria in the summer. With Max Morstedt in the chase, number 9, another youngster, just 20 years of age. He came through the youth ranks at Hoffenheim. He was actually on the books at Bayern Munich as a youngster. And another youth product, Basse Conte, the 23-year-old coming on, had a loan spell at Karlsruhe last year. 2 goals in 29 appearances. So a triple change for Hoffenheim. Still awaiting the first substitution from Erzgebirge Aue. There might be some tired legs out there as Conte feeds it through for Morstedt. The 2 substitutes combine and Hoffenheim have a 4th. Pretty much his first touch. Max Morstedt off the bench on the score sheet. An inspired substitution from the coach. Well, it was one in that middle third by Conte. The space opened up. Morstedt timed his run. He was onside. And he was able to just slide it into the bottom corner. Will be feeling pretty pleased with himself after the 2 substitutes get involved to devastating effect. Hoffenheim have some way to go to match their biggest ever win in the DFB Pokal. It was 9-0 at Malmö Hamburg in 2015. They actually won by the same score a year earlier as well. Zuval. Strong but fair challenge, according to the officials from Paul Wagner. Letting a lot go. Marcel Bar in some discomfort. The captain, 34-year-old. Wimmer. He'll be desperate to complete a debut hat-trick. Conte. Darkheim's effort deflected behind for a corner. Zuval. Conference League winner with West Ham. Conte. Half-hearted appeals for handball, never likely to be given. Can't get out of their own half at the moment. Experience coming to the fore. Darkheim might go alone. Sees his effort deflected. It's Route 1, and it might be effective. Good defending. Been living off scraps so far. Up top, Marcel Bar. Zuval. Berger. Darkheim. Conte. Fancy footwork. A lovely touch, just trying to guide it into that bottom corner. As we see the first substitutions for the home side. Cam and Skalatidis withdrawn. One of those coming on, as was Finn Heydrich. Alive, is it, at the far post? Now to Berger. Keeps the ball in play. Quickly taken corner, trying to catch Aue napping. Rotz. Can't pick out a white shirt. Possibly counter-attack. Does it fall kindly for Aue? Will they get something to show for their endeavours? Confirmation of the changes. Linus Quisa also coming on. He's got a fantastic goal-scoring record throughout his career. Quisa, 1 goal every 1.4 matches. Triple change for the home side as they go in search of something to show for their afternoon. They're still singing. Abdullahu. Firma lets it run. And he goes for a corner. Well, 5 of Hoffenheim's last 7 first-round matches have gone to extra time. They're going to avoid that particular fate this afternoon. Resorting to Route 1 now. Well, last season, Aue finished 18th in the third tier. They were 1 point from safety. Even though they did have a superior goal difference to the team above them. Fine margins, really, over the course of a season that saw them relegated. First time in 23 years. They're now in the regional setup of German football, not where they want to be. In the 80s, they competed in the UEFA Cup a couple of times. They've been in German football's second tier for the majority of this century. So for them, promotion is very much the objective this season. They've got 16 new arrivals to try and gel and bed in the early weeks of this new campaign. The average age of their summer arrivals is less than 24. So they're very much going for youth as they begin their rebuild. Morstedt. Berger. Back in. And on the outside, looking for Morstedt, looking for Conte. Can't find either of them. Goal kick given. Even though they are only 3 points off top, Aue, the concern would be they have conceded 9 goals so far in their 5 league games. Scoring's not a problem. Issues seem to be at the other end, and Hoffenheim have capitalised on that so far. Two foul. Kabak. And the young Dane with some space. Berger. Dagheim's ball in, looking for Morstedt. Cut out by Cap. He was actually on the books at Hoffenheim as a youngster, didn't make any appearances for the first team. Cart's ball forward in hope more than expectation, really. Too far. More changes for the visitors being readied. This was the only goal for Wimmer. 6 minutes into his competitive debut. No hat-trick for Wimmer today as he is withdrawn. It's a first touch for Valentin Gendré. He's entered proceedings, the substitute. Gendré now, number 15. Back to base. The final 12 minutes of this contest will be played at a leisurely pace, you would imagine. Hoffenheim's first competitive match of the season. Now I know that they are done. Morstedt miscues that one completely. Hoffenheim, facing Vladimir Sufal. '18-year-old Nathaniel Abraha. Oh, that's miscued. Could have gone anywhere. Hakim will let it run. Into the final 10 minutes, still defending to do for the home side. Cross. Abraha. His ball is easily collected. Berger. It's come off of Berghardt. Made a bit of a meal of that one. Not as easy as it looks. Berger trying to get it under control. Now I have to be careful inside the penalty area. Bharatvarsh being readied for the home side. Morstedt flicks it on. It's a decent effort. Goalkeeper able to parry it away. Well, they're still knocking at the door. They're still hungry for more. Braha across to take. Braha's ball in, flicked goalwards and superbly cleared off the line. Berghardt, I think it was, with some acrobatic defending to keep the score at 4. Superb reactions. That's his final contribution, that clearance off the line. Bharatvarsh replaces him. He's on a yellow card. He has been for all of the second half. Maxime Bharatvarsh was walking a tightrope. Bharatvarsh is on loan from Union Berlin. 19 years of age. Comes on for his 4th appearance of the season for Erzgebirge Aue. Hoffenheim want the free kick and get it. Morstedt, the victim. attendance. Still quite short of capacity. Well, even at this stage of proceedings, making his displeasure with some of the decisions being known. It's a lovely ball in. Conte couldn't quite bring it under control. Feeds it forward. Well, Luca Philipp, who got the nod in goal for Hoffenheim today, with Oliver Baumann, the captain, not named, named on the bench, sorry. Hasn't really had an opportunity to prove himself. The 25-year-old Luca Philipp came through the youth ranks at Hoffenheim. He made 8 appearances since his debut back in 2024. This is his 9th. But Christian Ilzer saying that Philipp deserves his opportunity. Has selected him as #1 here today. And he might be busy now. Well, with the touch behind. This match has been lacking a little bit of jeopardy, really, since as early as the 6th minute, when Patrick Wimmer scored a debut goal to put Hoffenheim ahead. Erzgebirge Aue have not really, at any stage of proceedings, looked like being a threat to a Bundesliga club. It's a case of job done, efficient in and out for Hoffenheim as they prepare for their Bundesliga campaign. Berger, Conte, Kabak. Hakim running at Prosh. And up and under. Ashdari was underneath it. Abdullahu. Morstedt doesn't have too many options. Conte to his right. Morstedt tries to barrel his way through. He was outnumbered. Ines Quisa taking that one in his stride. A lovely touch. Into the final 30 seconds then. looks as if Hoffenheim will deny Aue even a consolation. Jondry gets it in. Morstedt with the turn. Still not clear. They're in behind with possibly the last kick of the contest. Is there a consolation from Bar? Denied at the last. And that was the last act. So close to a consolation for Erzgebirge Aue, but it wasn't to be in the end, as Hoffenheim were victorious in the first round of the DFB Pokal. A brace on his debut from Patrick Wimmer in the first half, adding to captain Wouterberger's strike, put them 3 goals to the good at the break. Substitute Morstedt sealed the deal in the second period, meaning that Hoffenheim are safely through to round 2. They've beaten Aue by 4 goals to 0. Well, a tale of 2 goalkeepers, really. Luca Philipp getting the nod ahead of Oliver Baumann for Hoffenheim was a mere spectator. Martin Mennel, the veteran for Erzgebirge Aue, by far the busier of the 2 keepers. He had to beat the ball out of the net 4 times in the end, as Hoffenheim secure their place in the second round of the DFB Pokal. An opportunity for an upset, perhaps, the Pokal, in the way it's structured, with the Bundesliga sides travelling to the lower league clubs, but in the end they made light work of the job that was in front of them. Erzgebirge Aue can now concentrate on their endeavours for promotion as they look for an immediate return to the 3rd tier and the professional ranks of German football. But Hoffenheim march on. They will be in the second round draw on the 5th of September. A side that have never gone beyond the quarter-finals of the Pokal will feel that it's the sort of competition that they can go deep in this year. Pretty decent start to the season in the end for Christian Ilz's side. Job done, clean sheet, safely through to round 2. No injuries, no red cards. That'll do nicely. Take a look at the match stats in a moment. See quite how dominant the Bundesliga side were. Decent debut for Patrick Wimmer, of course, the arrival from Wolfsburg with 2 goals to show for his endeavours. Settling in quite nicely to life in Hoffenheim. So here are those stats then. 28 attempts, 13 on target for Hoffenheim. They found the back of the net 4 times, 62% possession as well, 15 corners. They really were dominant. You can see nearly double the amount of passes as well. Chances created 20 to 1. Just a solitary booking was Maxime Burkhardt for the home side. Well, let's take a look at what has happened elsewhere. You can see pretty much plain sailing for the big clubs. Hertha Berlin being held by Saarbrücken. That one has gone to extra time. A big column of away victories, meaning no major shocks so far in the first round of the Pokal. Big win, look, for Hanover, 9-1 at Hemmelingen. Still to come this weekend, the likes of Mainz, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Dynamo Dresden kickstart their DFB Pokal campaigns. And then rounding things out, Osnabrück hosting the defending champions Bayern München. Borussia Dortmund also in action. Wolfsburg heading to the capital. Let's take a look at the moment of the match. It's the opening goal for the man on his debut, Patrick Wimmer. He went on to score a second, but this was after just 6 minutes. It put Hoffenheim firmly in control, and it was a moment in which they never looked back. And in the end, he scored a second. The captain Berger got one as well, and the substitute Morstedt got in on the act. It means that Hoffenheim through to round 2 of the DFB Pokal. They've beaten Erzgebirge Aue by 4-0. From myself, Paul Scott, and the whole team, thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.
Er hat gesagt, besser, ich hätte gesagt.
Er hat gesagt, gib mir 20 Minuten. Ich habe gesagt, nein, besser.
Auf jeden Fall.
Besser.
Weil der nichts auf dem Spiel hat, wieder. Aber eine Sache ist auch bei 3-4-0, wenn es angeht.
Kannst du nicht machen. Ich sag dir eine Sache jetzt. Bestätigt. Oder die Todesspitzen, die haben auch Politik bei uns. Ich weiß, ich hab nicht gesagt. Nein. Hat er Scheiße gemacht? Nein. Okay, gut. Alles diplomatisch. Dann hat er... Leonel? Nein. Oder hör mal zu, der hat Politik gemacht. Ja, aber ich habe gesagt, guck mal, tu mir den Gefallen, wir fahren hin. Und dann musst du im Auto warten. Dann kommst du einfach mit deiner Tasche. Und dann kommst du später nach, sage ich dir, wo du hinkommst. Willst du mich verarschen? Nachher, ich bin auffällig mit meinem Minirock und links alles ist... du bist ein... Ja. Und dann habe ich gesagt... Wir kommen hin, da ist ein Telefon, ne? Ja.
Sag doch, er hat doch gesagt, Telefon, ich muss 5 Minuten kriegen. Nein. Ja, ich weiß noch.
Aber den Ding, Ihre Stadt meinte eine?
Wenn das ist in Aue, oder?
Ja. Nein, Ihre Stadt ist genau gegenüber von unserem Hotel.
Ja, genau, das ist bei der Polizei.
Oder Feuerwehrfest.
Irgendwas heute gibt so nach dem Feuerwehrfest. Reiten. Wer passiert das?
Seid ihr hier? Ja, dann bleibe ich.
Dann komme ich hier hoch dann einfach.
Guck mal, wie ich mich freue. Oder ich sag dir ehrlich, ne? Selbstschutz. Ich schwöre es dir. Aber ist das dein Kind? Ja. Oder hast du ihn ernst genommen? Hast du ihn ernst genommen? Er macht hier Interview. Er ist auch so aus dem Grund als Gastaufträger. Weißt du, was ich dachte? Weißt du, er ist platzverantwortlich. Du meinst ja, das ist bestimmt der Platz. Ich sag dir ehrlich, guck mal, die ersten zwei Tore, ne? Ich schwöre es dir, da hast du diesen Klassenunterschied, diesen One-Touch-Fußball. Im Strafraum und der Tor, Digga, wer ist der?